Right then guys, welcome to a new video. So Joe is behind the camera again. I hope you all liked the last one. Please, like I said in the last one, do give us your feedback on anything that you think, put it in the comments. That'll be a great help for us to make these videos just better and better. That's what we're trying to do. So today's video is going to be a full day of eating. So it is a training day, it is legs today. We're going to have the leg session as a separate video, so look out for that one as well. But we're going to take you through my full day of food. Obviously, I'm in prep. I'm actually 3.5 weeks out, or 25 days now. When you say it in days, it sounds like really soon. 25 days is crazy. So not long left now. Food isn't that low, but because body fat is pretty low, I'm going to be struggling a little bit at this point. I'm still on a decent amount of food. We will cover all my macros, calories for the day. We'll probably do a non-training day at some point as well. But training day today, and I've got some bits that I need, food that I need to go and get. So we're going to go to Tesco now and we'll take you along. So metabolism is obviously just dependent on how active you are. Like, yeah, I've got a fast metabolism, but it's only because I'm so active and because of how I train. Now, your metabolism is just a variety of variables made up. It's how active you are, your basal metabolic rate, which obviously is dependent on the person, but the more muscle you have and the harder you train, the faster your metabolism is. Anyone can upregulate your metabolism. So yeah, you can easily upregulate it. Like I'll say to my clients, a lot of the time a primary goal for clients is to upregulate metabolism through training harder and being more active, and therefore we can push food right up and use food because it's the most anabolic tool that we've got. Right then guys, so I'll just take you through what we've got from Tesco. So I don't really do like a full shop once a week. I probably go every 2-3 days. Me and Shannon just keep topping up whenever we run out of anything. It's literally a minute across the road, so it's dead easy. So I've got my refeed day on, well, refeed days, Friday and Saturday. So Snacker Jacks, need to top up on those, and the Warburton's already sliced bagels. They're really good. And then other than that, I don't think I've got anything for the refeed days. So everything else is either a rest day or a training day. So rest day food, I've got my salmon. So I'll always have higher fats on a rest day and more essential fatty acids on a rest day. And I also have that with potato. And just seeing as I don't have a lot of potato, let's just buy them singular. Don't think I've got anything else for rest days. So everything else is just training days or both really. So chicken, we always get plenty of chicken, obviously really good source of protein, nice low fat. The orange juice is actually for Shannon. I have it on my refeed days, but I don't get it on any other day. Rice, which I'll have on a rest day, and Shannon has that as well. And then we've got yogurt. I just go for the skyr, I don't know if that's how you say it. It's not like the phage one. Don't know how you say skyr, whatever you want. Crumpets, I've got them, they are refeed day, so I'll have those on my refeed days. And then I've got frozen berries as well, which are a staple, especially at the minute. I would say even in the off season to get plenty of fruit in your diet, but at the minute when I'm on relatively low calories, I want as much food volume as I can, so frozen berries are a really good one. I get the strawberries and blueberries. I don't really like blackberries or cherries or anything like that, so I don't like the ones that are mixed with everything in. And then they've just got some seasoning here, so Shannon has the Maggi ones, the garlic, and I currently have the Flavour It smoky barbecue. I just literally marinate the chicken in that, and it just cooks in the air fryer 20 minutes, and it's amazing every time. So that's all I got. Like I say, just little top-up shops. I don't need to do a massive shop each time. So yeah, that's everything. Right then guys, so I'm going to take you through meal 1 and meal 2. So you will have already seen me eating meal 1. We'll make sure that the calories and macros are on the screen for all the meals, and we'll have a daily total at the end as well. I'm going to run you through sort of each meal and why I'm having each meal at what time and why I'm choosing these different foods. So meal 1, I literally have 4 egg whites and 3 whole eggs. So it's just a pro-fat meal, protein and fats. I don't have any carbs in that meal. I'm saving the majority of my carbs for around the training window to give me as much energy for that training session and to recover from that training session as possible. So I'll have limited carbs outside of the training window and have as many as I can around the training window. In the off season, when I'm on a lot of carbs, they'll be in every meal, but at the minute on lower carbs, they're prioritized around training. So meal one, like I say, the eggs, and I'll also have 2 grams of the pink salt and 1 gram of the low salt, which is a little bit higher potassium. That's just to, first of all, rehydrate me in the morning in meal one. I'll have a lot of water as well, but also to manage electrolyte balance, so sort of like a 2-to-1 sodium to potassium ratio. In terms of water, I'll just drink as much as I can as soon as I wake up. I'll generally get through, so I've already filled this up again this morning, so I'm nearly 4 litres down, which is crazy. What time we're on? About 10:30. I'll generally have between sort of 4 and 5 litres before I train every day. When I train Saturday early, I train at about 12. I'll have to get more in as early as I can, just to make sure that I've got no excuses to have a bad session by not being hydrated. So make sure you're rehydrating first thing in the morning. Then we're going to take you on to meal 2. So it's time now to have meal 2, and it is simply berries, whey, and then a greens powder. So the whey and the greens powder I just make up as a sludge, and then it just pours on top of the berries. The berries I'll just chuck in the microwave for a minute. The reason that I'm having berries and whey, it's very high volume for very low calorie. So berries, any form of fruit and veg, really, really good when you're dieting to have high volume of food while having low calories. And then the whey is obviously going to be the protein source, and the greens powder is just to get a little bit extra fruit and veg or vitamins and minerals in the diet, and it tastes pretty good actually mixed in there. On its own, tastes like shit. Mixed in with the whey is pretty good, and on top of the berries, it's actually a really nice meal. So that's meal 2. Again, it's not high carb. There's a little bit more carbs, starting to drip feed the carbs in, as the next meal after this is going to be the pre-workout, but it's generally just a protein meal, very low carb, very low fat. So I'm going to make that up now, have that, and then we'll catch up with you when it comes to pre-workout meal, which will be meal 3. Right then, so it's time for the pre-workout meal. So I'm going to take you through the meal, the pre-workout supplementation, and the intra-workout supplementation as well. We'll probably do a video at some point going through my supplementation through the whole day. So I'll just touch on those briefly, because if we do that video, it'll be in a little bit more detail. But the actual meal itself, so I have ground rice or cream of rice, but basically all I do is I blend this up. So it's just basmati rice from Tesco in my Nutri-Ninja blender. It's that easy. Blend it up so it's into a powder, and then that just works as cream of rice. Make it as you would normally, like you would do with the JP cream of rice. And it works really well. And then I make the sludge from the cinnamon donut Perform whey, which is really, really good. And then dark chocolate to make it really chocolatey. It's bang on. It's literally really nice. It tastes like a mixture for like chocolate brownies. It's so nice. The reason that I'm having the dark chocolate in it is to slow down the digestion of the carbohydrates. So especially being at this body fat, I'm very, very sensitive to carbohydrates and very, very sensitive to insulin as well. So if we can slow down that digestion of carbs, it helps obviously when I'm training for a few hours. That also helps obviously having the intra as well. So we have a decent chunk of carbs, obviously a good amount of protein, and then a little bit of fat to slow down that digestion of carbs. The reason I'm having a good amount of carbs is because I need the glycogen, the glucose carbohydrates, are then converted into glucose, which is then stored as glycogen. I need that. That's my primary fuel source for training. So high carbs before training and also after, which I'll come to when we get to the post-workout meal. In terms of intra-workout, so I have the Mutant gear EAAs, so that's what I'm having at the minute. That's in the tropical fruit punch flavour, and that's really, really good. So I aim for a 3 gram leucine threshold, or 3,000 milligrams. Per scoop of this is 4,000 milligrams, so a scoop of that covers the 3 gram threshold easily. Then I'll have the Applied Nutrition CarbX, which is the cyclic dextrin, so carb powder. Like I said, you know, I don't want to be basically going hypo in a session. I don't want my blood sugar levels to drop in a session. So we've got the high fats of the dark chocolate pre, but then we also have a serving of carbohydrates intra as well. At the minute it's only 25 grams. On a refeed day it's 50 grams. In the off season I took it up to 100 grams because I was trying to get as many carbs in as I could. As well as that, we'll have taurine, we have creatines, because if you want to be having 5 gram of creatine a day, if you can't remember to take it, having it intra-workout is great. On a rest day, I have it in my sludge in meal 2, which you saw earlier, so I'll mix that into the sludge, and again, you can't taste it. And then also I'll have electrolytes in this meal as well to aid hydration. And I'll also have in both of the intra and the pre-workout meal, again, 2 grams of pink salt, 1 gram of the low salt, as I said earlier, for the same reasons as I said in meal 1. In terms of the pre-workout, the supplementation, the drink, at the minute I have Naughty Boy. I've actually ran out of everything else, so I have the Naughty Boy Sick Pump and Naughty Boy Menace. So that one's in Blue Strawberry and that one in Blue Dream. Just like blue drinks, apparently, it seems. It tastes good, and I can tell I've taken it. But for me it's not as sharp as taking MV Pre and Komodo Pump. But soon enough I will be having, as you saw in the last video, the brand deal, the sponsorship, I will be having solely their products. So soon enough I'll do a full day of eating covering their products and their supplementation, which I'm really excited to do. Actually, a lot of the stuff looks really good and will fit into my day-to-day routine perfectly. So yeah, time to make the pre-workout meal. Alright guys, so we're in the gym now, so I've had my pre-workout meal, which you've obviously seen, and generally aim to have that about an hour before. It's going to be dependent on the individual how long you need to digest that meal. Some people like have 2-3 hours. For me, I can eat within half an hour, but about an hour with the travel time works out well. So that's why I'll have, like I said as well, having the fats in there as well, because it is an hour. If you're training, let's say when I train at Ultraflex Rotherham, so I know it's a longer drive, I have a little bit higher fats in that meal because I know that I'm going to be, between that meal and training, it's going to be a bit longer time. So we're going into a leg session. So I've got my pre-workout drink, which you saw at home. We're not going to have the session in this video, so look out for the next video. That's going to be a full leg session with Tim and with Reese. So keep an eye out for that. But I'll catch up with you in the post-workout meal.
You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shady, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, 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 no. Go high, go low, low, low. Like spinning in a 644.
So guys, I'm going to talk you through the post-workout meal now. So my carb source is cereal, Frosted Flakes. The reason that I have cereal is that I want a higher GI carb source. So GI is glycemic index. Every carbohydrate source has a glycemic index. The higher that is, basically the faster the digestion of that carbohydrate, the faster the uptake of that carbohydrate. And the lower that the GI is, the slower the digestion of that carbohydrate. So things like cereal are really high GI. You can eat a bowl of cereal and generally you'll feel like it's digested like that. Whereas if you were to have, let's say, a massive bowl of oats, it's going to be a lot slower digestion. That's because the glycemic index is a lot lower. So when we're looking at carbs prior to training, we're looking at a little bit lower GI. When we're looking at carbs post-training, we're looking at higher GI. So Frosted Flakes, and I just have the semi-skimmed milk. I have ran with like 1% fat milk before, but literally any that fits in your macros, which doesn't taste horrendous, it doesn't really matter. I know people say like milk is for babies, not for bodybuilders, but I'm not having water in my cereal or whey in my cereal. It ruins it. I find I don't like whey protein in cereal. It's not the same. It's not as good, especially if you don't have like a chocolatey cereal. And then the protein source is literally just chicken breast. So the chicken that I do with the barbecue seasoning that I showed you at the start of the video, and I literally just have it in the air fryer. I'll do that once every 3 days and then it'll last me. In terms of the choice of protein source and the reasoning behind the protein sources, the main focus is just digestion. So if you're eating a protein source that isn't digesting well, then change it. So let's say your whey protein doesn't digest well with you, change it. Try a different way, try having egg whites instead, try having chicken breast instead. If chicken's not digesting well with you, change it to egg white, change it to tuna. There's loads of alternatives out there, even vegan sources, like vegan proteins, tofu, beans, all the stuff that you can think of to get your protein in. Whatever is going to digest the best is your main focus. Like I spoke about in my video a couple of weeks back, the primary focus with our food is the digestibility of it and the performance aspects that it brings. Okay, if you're not digesting a food well, then it's not going to bring those performance and those recovery benefits. So just choose a protein source that digests well with you. This isn't crazy high volume food. Like ideally I'd have more, but I'm on low calories. So, yes, I could change to having something like chicken and rice post-workout. It's going to be a bigger meal, but I generally have clients in the evenings. So I get back from the gym, I smash this in, and then I have my evening work. So I don't have time to have a larger meal really. And at the minute, my appetite is still okay. My hunger is still okay. My food focus is still okay. It's creeping up, but it's still all right. So yeah, that's post-workout, and then I will catch up with you for the final meal. guys, we're here now for the final meal of the day. So I literally just have yogurt, whey, berries and dark chocolate, and then I'll also have my joint formula as well. So at the minute I've just bought this recently. I was having the strong one, but I'm on the JP joining now, and I had it last night. It tastes pretty good, and my joints feel fine, so it must be working. Final meal. So the main focus of this is just to make up for the calories at the end of the day, really. So I try and save a little bit, not too much. Like I say, with me being on quite low calories, the majority is around the training window, especially the majority of the carbohydrates. But I'm getting another protein serving in, and a little bit of fats and a little bit of carbs. The reason that I've got some fats in this meal are the focus is to try and, again, slow down that digestion of the carbohydrates to carry over into the next day. In terms of protein, we're aiming for every 3 to 4 hours really, a protein serving. So obviously I have meal 1, meal 2, pre-workout, then I even have my intra in between my pre and my post because it's a good few hours, and then I have this final meal. So I'm having a protein serving 6 times throughout the day. So I will class my intra as a meal really, because it is a protein and a carb serving. Again, with this, what I'll do, rather than the sludge, I'll mix the whey with the yogurt, and then just have that with the berries, and then just a little bit of dark chocolate on the side or on top. I'll often just have it on the side as the last thing. I savour this dark chocolate. It's the one 85% intense dark from Tesco, and it's very, very good. So that's a full day. That's a full training day. So that is exactly how Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday look. Thursday is a rest day, so that's different. Friday, Saturday at the minute are refeed days, so they're different. Sunday is another rest day, so that is again the same as the Thursday. But for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this is the exact same amounts, the exact same foods, everything stays the complete same. And like I said, the main focus really, the reason it stays the same is for my digestion and for my performance. I know everything sits well, I know everything makes me perform well. I know that I can recover from, using this food. I'm not going to go and try and fit in a Nando's or fit in something different, because it's just going to play havoc with my digestion, and it's going to impact my training and my recovery. And at this point, it's the last thing I want. In the off season, yeah, you can fit in things a little bit more, it's a little bit easier, you've got more room to play with. But right now, main focus is making sure it sits well with me and that I can keep performing at my optimum capacity. So yeah, I think I'll leave the video there, guys. I think that's covered everything. Any questions on any of the meals, any of the foods, how to do anything, please feel free to ask in the comments. Again, any feedback on these videos from me and Joe, please just ask. I will leave Joe's socials in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.